Wait. I think we're on the wrong side for fracture. Yeah, we are.
Oh, well, I just realized that my mic was muted. Well, welcome everybody to ECAC Playoffs Round 2, post-university Valorant versus LIU. Um, and we've already got map pick ban underway. It looks like, I believe it was Lotus and Ascent that were banned first, and it looks like Fracture was the first map pick by LIU, and it will be post university starting on defense, followed by a Haven map, and then looks like the final map will be split if it goes to 3 maps. Looks like they are just getting set up now. So even though this is round 2 of playoffs, Post University did get a FF win earlier today, with the other team not showing up, and LIU was seeded into this round. So this is the first playoff match for both of these teams. And I am quite interested to see how it goes. Have Gecko has been a very hot pick for Post University that they have picked up in recent weeks since his release. They have been playing more of this like fast tempo, get this early plant down, and it's been interesting to watch. I'm curious to see if LIU has also adapted to the Gecko meta and seeing how they utilize that. A lot of people I've sort of realized that Gecko is good, but they haven't really figured out quite where he goes into comps. A lot of people have different opinions. Some people have it replacing the info on the team, while other teams will have it replacing flashes. However, the character does seem to pair well with other flashes because of the way that his flash is very unique. And because of this, it's kind of like created weird composition scenarios, and I'm curious to see where that agent comes out today, or if we'll see some more standard stuff coming out from LIU. But yeah, Fracture, very interesting first map to start. It tends to it's a very unique map just by the shape of it, because the attacker spawn is on both extremities, the north and south side of the map, and then the sites are like CT spawn is like in the middle of the map, and then the sites themselves are on the east and west sides of the map. Which does create a very interesting dynamic where attackers can kind of sort of flank from all angles. It requires the defending side to take a lot of space and map control in order to really counteract this. And the way that Fracture ends up turning out is usually very different from a lot of other maps just because of this. Curious to see how teams will play this, and looks like we should be getting into the game soon. Looks like we are just waiting on some players for LIU. And yeah. Yeah, I know the last time I casted for Post University was a regular season match that was mostly for seeding. Um, and it did go very well for them. It was quite a stomp on the side of Post University, and it was really when we got to see that Gecko shine a lot. I believe it was sologod that played the Gecko the first time for them, and I think he played it both games for them. In the last series, we did see this starting roster for the first game with Meech, Mojo, LiftedKeyNote, Johnny, and sologod, and I believe Bibbles came in for, I want to say, a LiftedKeyNote for the second game. So I'm curious if they'll have a swap situation like that, or if they will just kind of leave Bivels sitting in the coaching position for them. I wasn't sure entirely if it was like a scheduling reason or if that's something that they commonly do, because it was my first time casting them the week before. Looks like we're just figuring out the streaming situation for LIU. And we're just waiting on their stream, and then we should be good to go into these games. But yeah, last week, or a couple weeks ago, did see a lot of big plays from the post-university players. Meech had an incredible ace. There was some big, I think there was a 1v3 from LiftedKeyNote, and then there was a bunch of other just kind of ridiculous plays coming out from the players. Everyone kind of had a pop-off moment here or there, and I mean, they looked really coordinated as a team with their set plays and their fast kind of pacing, and then they also just looked really good in the aim duel side of things. But they are up against a higher-seeded opponent, I believe. But yeah, I believe they were, Post is the 14th seed, and they are up against the 3rd seed going into this match. But yeah, But I will be curious to see if we see Gecko, because I believe the maps we saw last time were Haven and Split, and it didn't go to a 3rd map. And both of those maps, I mean, obviously a lot different than Fracture, and I'm curious if they still plan on using Gecko on this map. Obviously, Valorant does have a little bit of a map-based meta to some extent. Characters like Silva, for example, are good on a lot of maps, but like something like Split, Silva really struggles on, and different agents have similar things like that. So like especially like smoke agents, you'll have Omen or Brim on certain maps. So I'm curious to see if Gecko is more of like a pick every map for post university, or if it is some like certain maps that it can be played on, can't be played on. I know Fracture is very popular for having double flashes, which does seem very good for Gecko, since his flash does pair well with another flasher, because of the fact that you can't turn away from it, but you do have to shoot it. So if you pair that flash with another flash, then they'll be guaranteed flash, whether it's from like say like a breach flash and looking at it when shooting the Gecko flash, or by turning around and getting hit by the Gecko flash. But it looks like we are good to head in just a second. And yep, we are heading straight into the game. And let's see what we get. Looks like some locks already coming through. A Phoenix coming in for Boxlicker. That's a very exciting pick that you don't necessarily see a lot. We are also seeing Viper, which is a smoke option. Brim tends to be pretty common on this map, but Viper tends to be the other like secondary controller, sometimes paired with it, sometimes as like a solo Viper thing. ending up opting for that Viper. The Viper's pick can be very, very strong in post-plant situations. And we are seeing the Gecko come in, but this time for Johnny, which is very interesting. And we are seeing Meech's Cypher, which he did play on Split in their second match in the regular season. And it looks like maybe a Jet coming out from sologod. Pretty standard stuff. For the map, KO being potentially a double flashes coming out for Post University, and on the other side we are seeing Phoenix and potentially Breach for mini drones as their double flashes, as well as B-Man opting for Killjoy instead of the Cypher as the Sentinel. I do think Killjoy's a little bit stronger than Cypher.
Choose your agent.
A little bit stronger than Cypher, like generally, unless you're like really, really good at Cypher. He's kind of one of those like almost like one-trick characters nowadays, where Killjoy's a little bit easier to just get value out of. And a fade for information as well will be brought in for LIU, and very interesting. They are running sort of a no duelist comp. Phoenix is classified as a duelist, but he doesn't function as a duelist in the same way like a Neon, a Raze, or a Jet function. But he doesn't function in that same way. He functions more like a flasher, like a flash initiator. He is a little bit different. Obviously, that run and back can be very, very useful for entering, but he doesn't have that like instantly to the back of sight type entry that a lot of duelists have. And it looks like right now they are going to be a little bit more stacked towards this B, kind of a B split coming out, Arcade and B main here. However, Post University looks set up with 3 in B main, and it looks like we are going to have a brawl right off the rip here. And the flash is going to come through. It is going to get the blinds out here, and they are going to dash through. sologod will find one. And they are going to force them back here, but they're going to take space in Arcade while this is going on. sologod will find a second one. Will get traded out, but Johnny will take down B-Man. But they do get sight for free. However, they don't have the spike. The spike is down. And now mini drones looking for the fight. Will manage to find one. Johnny will trade it out, and it's now just Boxlicker alone, and Meech will finish off that kill, and there will be a fairly clean pistol round coming out for Post University. I like the idea of pushing the spawn. A lot of teams have been pushing kind of like an A main, B main type thing and trying to pinch from both sides, but they did opt for just 3 out of B main, and it worked really well. They won their duels, and they should be able to force up here, and LIU will stick to classics, a Ghost and a Sheriff, and it looks like they are once again gonna kind of look a little bit more towards B here, spread out, kind of defaulty.
Find you.
Viper Wall gonna come through, and right now they're kind of just sitting in their spawn, but sologod's pushing up fast with this Marshall. They hear him. There's plenty of noise here. The dash coming through, but he doesn't know. Boxlicker will take down sologod, and they will manage to recover that Marshall, which could be very impactful in this round. Now, Boxlicker gonna get that orb. It's gonna allow him to already farm half of his Phoenix ult, which can be so big. And meanwhile, they've taken some space in A main. But they don't find anything, and they are gonna back off. It is gonna look like the B hit coming through, but LiftedKeyNote is here, potentially to spot that out. Flash is now starting to come through. They hear the orb being taken. Will they watch for it? LiftedKeyNote gonna get taken out by the Marshall from B-Man, and now they have the sight. The plant's gonna go down. They have the guns. They have a Spectre now, and this could be dangerous for Post University on their force round. Tough coming through. Trades coming through now, and it is just Johnny alone looking for a kill. Finds one. Can he find another Sheriff in hand? 29 HP. He's gonna take it slow, but 1v3, what can you do? Oh, he spots out Viper, can't land the shot, and Delicious Prince will take down Johnny, and they will tie this game up immediately. That's got to be devastating to the economy of Post University. Yeah, it looks like, I mean, they'll get a Marshal, they'll get a Sheriff maybe, but you don't have real guns here. And versus the Spectres, the Guardian coming out for LIU. Should be pretty difficult, and it should be another round going to LIU. And they're stacked over towards the north side of the map here. Looking heavy towards B, towards Arcade. And really, it's just Johnny alone on this site. The stack for Post University not really going to pay off towards A. And what can you do if you're Johnny here? You have just a Stinger. Rotate's coming in quick, but Plant is already going to come down. Tower. Johnny has to worry about his back, and he's going to get taken out. Now LiftedKeyNote will find one with the Classic there. Trying to go big here. 3v4, but the flank coming out from Boxlicker, and he'll get shut down by LiftedKeyNote too! And that's a Spectre in play now. This round got a little bit dangerous. It's 3v3. Flashbang. Now sologod looking for Sheriff shots here. Delicious Prince will take out LiftedKeyNote. B-main will take down sologod, and it's Meech alone 1v2. Gonna try and have it, not gonna be able to. And mini drones will take him out with the Spectre. Kind of the predicted result for the round, but they did get quite a few guns out and made it look a lot more dangerous than it really needed to be. Now we are gonna see all of the regular Vandal and Phantom buys coming out from Post University. Meanwhile, some Spectres, one Spectre, and a lot of guns, rifles on the side of
Time
LIU.
for a field test.
They are gonna opt towards the south side of the map. Killjoy on this flank watch, and the rest of the team running through main. Just run it back coming through for Boxlicker. And he's not going to find anything with the run it back. Meanwhile, Meech on site finds two.
Spike down A.
Oh, LiftedKeyNote will help him with the third one. Boxlicker will finally take him down. But what can you do alone? B-Man will help him out. It's now going to be a 2v3, but Boxlicker all alone. 1v3. 33 HP. He's going to get banked out, but it's not going to quite connect with him. And finally, Johnny will take him out. Decisive round coming out from Post University. I mean, Meech just so good on the anchor on that site there. Managing to find those opening frags, getting those first two, and then Keynote being able to help him get that third kill.
This goes here.
And now,
yes,
LIU still have very decent buys despite tying up there, just because of the way the economy's gone in the early rounds. And we are going to see them look towards what looks like an A split here, keeping up the tempo. And Meech is playing very far off site here. He's pretty alone. He's going to hear the flash coming through, and he hears the entry utility coming through here. Looks like it is going to be a pretty clean site take overall. They do have to be careful of these Cypher trips. The first one comes through, and that's going to be a spray down coming through from Meech, but the Viper's Pit is down. This is quite difficult. Camera's gone now as well. Looking for spray throughs, and Delicious Prince is so low health. And now Thrash coming out. Gonna get a tag there, and
you should run.
Oh, Mojo and sologod getting quite a few, and the Killjoy ult coming out now as well. And they're gonna be able to take that out. sologod gets 3 kills. And Post University will go up once again in this game. Now, I mean, the buys are still possible coming out for LIU, but they will be on a couple bad guns, a Stinger, it looks like, Guardian. Meanwhile, the economy's starting to build for Post University. A lot of credits on a few different players, sologod and Meech both having quite a bit. To do. And now we're seeing a south side stack coming out. from LIU, and it looks like it is just going to be a B main rush here. It's going to be fast, and Meech pretty alone here. sologod going to push it through. He's going to find a second one. 4 bullets, and he finds a third! Finally will get shut down, but what can you do at this point? Meech will clean up the fourth. And now, Foxlicker does manage to find one, but he's 26 HP, it's 1v3, and Meech will close out the round. 3 for sologod, 2 for Meech. Completely shutting down that attempt from LIU. And I do think Fracture is one of those maps that it's a little bit easier to just kind of like rush an area, take space, be stacked more together. But I do think you kind of want that 1 or 2 people over towards the opposite side of the map. Something like a Killjoy holding down the flank rotates over there. Being able to just escape with the rope to the other side if needed. And right now we're just seeing a south side stack again coming through. They are going to take it a little bit slower this time, but they are making quite a bit of noise. Should be aware that someone's here. They are going to start to clear out this area. The Molly coming through, hold him down. Mojo's going to meet Boxlicker here, and he is going to get mollied off. They're going to get early control of this A main area. But there's so many people from Post University here. Johnny in the duel with Boxlicker, and will find one. Mojo will also get one, and now it's going to be a quick pivot to the B site here, but Meech, he's still anchored here, but does he spot him on the cam? And he does. He manages to find the kill here, and now Meech, rotates are going to be drawn here. Killjoy, B-Man underneath here is going to move to this arcade area. Viper looking to follow, but it's 2v5. It's very difficult, and the cam will also tag out that play, so they will be aware that at least one member is there. Left. I don't know if the cam got destroyed. I think it did. Yep, Meech not on the camera, and they are going to start to pivot towards this drop area. They will be greeted by LiftedKeyNote. Are they aware they are not only 13 seconds left, and LiftedKeyNote will find 2. And will put his team in the driver's seat. I mean, it just felt like nothing really happened for LIU in the round. They got that early A main control, but it just didn't really matter. They got 2 people picked when they did actually try to get into Sands, tried to get into A main. They lost their early gun duels, and from there it was just kind of rotating around the map quite a bit and not quite being able to find anything. And now it is going to be fast out A main here. And the run it back going to be used for Boxlicker. He is just going to push straight through. Looking a little bit slow. Getting flashed up now, and Overblown Caesar will manage to find a kill there. Now, the entry sort of coming through. These Spectres, these Stingers doing work.
Face your fear!
But Meech will shut down one. But the plant is down now. It is a 3v5. I mean 3v4, excuse me. And it's going to be really hard to actually get in here. sologod switching around with these knives through main. He's gonna try and push through. He's gonna lose all of his knives. And main will find one. sologod not being able to find that kill there.
Last player standing.
And now it's all down to Meech. The trade's just going in favor of LIU, and Delicious Prince will clean up Meech. Wow, the trade's going fast. I mean, they just got so much A main control uncontested, and they just really ran it fast through, and Post University couldn't quite get set up. They couldn't really, they gave LIU the opportunity to get that plant down, and unfortunately they couldn't really do much on the retake there with disadvantaged numbers. It seems like the fast play is really what is working for LIU when they are getting these rounds going. And it looks like they are going to go for another fast play here. Gonna molly off that tower area, and they're just gonna keep pushing in with their flashes. Boxlicker gonna flash through, and he's gonna find Meech. Delicious Prince will also find Solo God on the other side of things. Boxlicker has a second flash, and he's gonna do the same play again. It's gonna work on Johnny as well. Now, Mojo, LiftedKeyNote, what can you do? Mojo gonna find one on surprise there. Back turned. They sort of have control of the site, but to find all these other people off site, Mojo will find another one, but it'll just be a trade, and it's gonna be a 1v1. Mojo has 3 now, but he has no clue where Fate is. And now, Overblown Caesar heading up. The bomb halved, and Overblown Caesar will find the kill onto Mojo. It wasn't the cleanest round, but it's a round nonetheless. And now, when you're looking at the buys, I mean, Post University, they had enough in the bank. They can lose a couple rounds and they'll still be fine here to buy rifles, but after this round, it can get a little bit scary here. Off in hand for Overblown Caesar. It's a little bit interesting because they don't have like a Jet or a Chamber, which are kind of those 2 opping characters. So they are opting to do it on the Fade, which I do like a lot if you are going to have an op. However, I don't know about having an op on attack side. We will have to see how it goes. They are going to go slow through B main here, and Mojo's going to be greeted with a flash, a concuss, and a death coming out from Boxlicker.
Cage trigger.
Meech now in the molly. Solo God managed to find one. This is the Viper Pit once again, and Meech won't be able to get the spray down, but Solo God certainly will on the flank here, and he is finally going to go down. But Meech, Johnny, they're just tearing them apart on this flank. B-main's so low health. What can you do?
Last player standing.
Oh, well, you can find one, but you're 2 HP. It's a little scary. You have no utility available now. Cut down by KO, and LiftedKeyNote will finally get that kill. And again, another really close round coming down to that last person. Maybe closer than it should have been, but once again, a round is a round. These 2 teams scrapping back and forth for rounds, not really letting each other get super far ahead. Obviously, Post University did have that 4-round string that does keep them a couple rounds in the lead, but besides that, I mean, it's just been back and forth, no more than a couple rounds each. And now, we are seeing the op come out from Solo God here on this Jet. Gonna look to peek out B main. It does have the right read here. Can he capitalize? Is gonna get flashed. Is gonna have to dash off. Not gonna quite connect that shot. But he'll post up again. Ooh, I love this cheeky angle coming out. We'll see if it gets challenged. Just doesn't look like he's gonna find anything. Obviously, the smoke gonna be blocking the way. But they are still sitting here in this B main. They haven't got space anywhere else. But they are sort of drawing the rotate from Mojo to go back towards A site here. But they're still 3B. They're not convinced that
Joke's
will
over.
rotate off. And now, Solo God will find the first one. We'll find a second one.
Spike down B.
And that's just the rush shut down. Solo God, incredible with that op there, finding the right timings. And Johnny obviously shut down that run it back as well. And the knive's going to be popped from Solo God. And he's going to find his third. And now it's a complete pivot towards the A site here. Oh, they go through Sands. I'm going to walk into the spawn here from Boxlicker. Might be able to find LiftedKeyNote here. Oh, but
Last
Meech
player
just
standing.
knows.
30 seconds left.
Meech just
Spike
knows he's
down
on
A.
site. Now the bomb is on site as well. Boxlicker alone in the 1v4. The pivot not really working out because of Meech's anchor. Now Mojo will take that challenge and Boxlicker down, but Solo God will find the 4-piece on the round, looking incredible with that op.
Last round before the switch.
Post-University Jet players and the aggression with the knives when they have the op has been a treat to watch the past couple weeks. Obviously, Meech did have that ace play where he does pop the knives last week. And this week, Solo God being able to play that Jet is going to have a somewhat similar play. And now, I mean, it's another op read potentially on Boxlicker who's lurking here. We spot him. Meanwhile, there's a rush going on B main. I mean A main, sorry. And Mojo and Meech are here for this rush, but I mean they're just slowing down in main here. Oh, the tag from Mojo. He can't hear anything. He's decayed. It's gonna be rough here, and he is gonna get wall banged out. And meanwhile, on the other side, Boxlicker, his roam goes through. He gets 1-for-1 on the lurk. And now LIU playing it slow once again. They are gonna come in through A here. The Viper Wall gonna block off sologod from this op line.
You should
And he is going to have to give the site. The Killjoy ult coming through as well. Going to stall plenty of time for them. Now, once again,
Blinding.
they do have the plant down. Oh, Thrash coming through. Out of the get-go here, he could get some sort of a disable. Isn't going to find anything. LiftedKeynote's pushing through, and he can't find anything. It's falling apart for Post University here. And Overblown Caesar will find the third on the round. That retake just getting completely shut down.
Switching sides. Right there.
Wow. I mean, your Post University here. Oh, that is the end of the half, and it will be a 7-5 half.
There.
You're pretty happy with that overall. However, you still have a lot of work to do here, and this pistol round can be very important. Obviously, if the pistol round for LIU goes successfully, then they should be able to get a second round and tie this immediately back up. Fracture tending to be one of those maps that's very, very evenly kind of sided, that it really does depend on how the teams do play both of their sides.
Right there.
And now we are seeing an A split that is going to come out for Post University here, creeping up on this drop player, but there is the alarm bot that is going to let them know about the players. And the alarm bot does come through even after the shots. And now, I mean, everyone's rotating towards this A site. They have to hit it fast. But it will be a 5v5, and sologod will find the first one here. And Delicious Prince manages to find two. Both of the drop players taken out. Now, Mojo gonna look to be aggressive, gonna look to push in here, see if he can find anything. Meanwhile, Delicious Prince will find the third one as two players go to clear through A main here. It's quite a difficult position here. LiftedKeyNote caught out by the utility, gonna get taken out, and now it's just down to Mojo, and he can't find the shots there with the classic. An overblown Caesar will manage to clean up that round. It will be a successful pistol round from LIU, putting themselves into quite a good spot for this game. Is that a cat crosshair? It almost kind of looks like Finn from Adventure Time. Huh. Very interesting crosshair there. Not quite sure how you aim with that, but to each their own. Obviously, crosshair is more of just personal preference. And now it looks like we are going to see a Stinger Force coming out from Post University here, and it looks like an Arcade Rush as well, which will be greeted by Phoenix over on LIU.
Hey.
Will they be able to spot him out? Oh, the flash is going to come through, and he is full flash, and he is just going to get taken out immediately. And now, Delicious Prince having to go big here. Mini drones will also find one. It is going to be trades going back and forth. And Delicious Prince gets taken out as well. Overblown Caesar will get the trade onto sologod now, and it is going to be a straight 2v2.
Spike planted.
And Mini drones not going to quite be able to find that pick. Gonna go wide with the Marshall shot there. Gonna get spotted out here. Gonna be blinded. Is still gonna go for the peek and not gonna find anything. And Overblown Caesar will not only find LiftedKeyNote, but will clean up Meech as well. And that is going to be a tied score coming out in this first map.
Push no button. Save the day. Easy.
I mean, that crosshair is working. And I mean, realistically, Overblown Caesar being such a big part of this team, not only playing the utility role with Fade, but top fragging for the team. But it's a lot of consistent play, a lot of consistent heroes from LIU. Meanwhile, on the other side, I mean, sologod playing his heart out, and everyone doing mostly their job for Post University as well. So everyone's still having decent kills, but I mean, quite an even game. And now they are on this eco round here. Meech not going to spot anything with the cam. And Boxic are going to get that early pick. And now we're seeing Johnny also going to go down to Delicious Prince, and it's 5v3 just like that. The eco getting completely shut down. And Overland Caesar finds two. LiftedKeyNote will manage to grab one. And that will be the round, only losing one on the side of LIU.
Like we've been doing this forever. Anyone else feel like that? Just me? Okay.
And they'll take the lead once again in this game. I believe their first lead since round 3 of the map. I have to wonder, if you're Post here, what do? Your early plants haven't been successful. Obviously, it's only been 3 rounds coming through. You did force on that second round unsuccessfully. This will be your first rifle round, so it does have to be something big. This needs to be the round that you take, but you're also against rifles, I believe. And they are going to creep up drop here, but once again, this alarm bot's just right here. And it'll spot out anything going on. The push will be delayed. The rotates are going to come through fast, and if you're Post, you have to consider if you want this or not. Molly coming through as well. And the rotates just like that are actually going to sort of head back. But meanwhile, sologod going to be left here over towards B. And Post going to spread out on this north side, and they're going to look back towards drop again. sologod looking to see if he can find anything. Here's the Killjoy utility. They know Killjoy's here earlier from the alarm bot as well, and that Viper is potentially here. And the Jet Dash gonna be popped. Looks like it is gonna be an execute coming through. Gonna get that Killjoy turret down. And it will be just a full 5v5 retake, it looks like, after the smokes come
30
through.
seconds left.
A lot of ults available though.
Spike planted.
The run it back gonna come through here. Box Licker. I'll look for something. Delicious Prince on the other side will find a kill, and Meech going big here. Johnny will also find not one but two. What happened? It was 5v5, but just like that, it was 1v3, and then it was 3 versus none. Post University holding on in this post plant here, getting that plant down. And it was just a straight 5v5 retake. And meanwhile, though, the ult's invested. I mean, Overblown Caesar, the Fatal gone, the Phoenix ult gone. Those are going to have to be farmed back up. And now we actually have 3 ults coming out for Post University on this round, potentially.
Right
that
there.
Gecko ult can be so huge, obviously, with that Detain. And here comes Thrash. Not going to be able to find anything early cleared. And he's not going to get a Detain coming out here, but sologod going to be so aggressive on the site. Boxiker will manage to trade him.
I know exactly.
But I mean, that's the site taken. Now, still a lot of action coming through, but it is going to be a 4v4 retake. Johnny kind of tucked into this corner here. Oh, does he spot the offer? He does know Phoenix is there now, and this is going to be such an important fight. The timing on this so important. Flash coming through. Oh, and B-Man, he's going to manage to find 2.
One enemy remaining.
Make that a 3rd. Nearly solo taking this site himself. And now it's just up to LiftedKeyNote, and Boxlicker will manage to push that through. A huge round coming out from B-Man to keep them on top. That Phoenix Flash being so good there, forcing Johnny kind of to jump out a little bit there, afraid of the op shot. And I mean, meanwhile, B-Man found 2 on site, found Johnny as well, who was exposed, and pretty good decisive round from them, figuring out that retake much better than the round before. And now we're gonna see sologod pop these knives here to sort of buy up with the rest of the team here. And Boxlicker gonna be offing on this Phoenix here. Gonna look for the first shot, not gonna be able to find anything, but B-Man will stop sologod, who tries to dash in. buddying up there on that A main. It is going to be an instant pivot coming through here. Meech is going to spot Caesar on this flank, and Caesar's not going to look at all. Meech gonna find that kill, and it is gonna be a complete pivot towards this completely open B site. The first contact will be Boxlicker, but there's a smoke in the way, and he's an op. It's so hard to shoot through that. And the Viper ult pretty much wasted. The flash through potentially for Boxlicker here will be dissuaded against it. Meanwhile, mini drones also gonna be met with a smoke, and that is gonna be the ult coming out from LiftedKeyNote to shut down the utility, but B-Man finds Johnny once again. And Meech in such an important position here. Can he find one? LiftedKeyNote will find it instead. And LiftedKeyNote will find another one. Delicious Prince. Get one. And Meech
Player standing.
unable to find that last kill. It's going to come down to a 1v1. LiftedKeyNote with the flashes is going to burn both of them right away. And Delicious Prince has that off, but there's just so little time. What can you do? He's going to hear the runaway. I don't think LiftedKeyNote can get out of this bomb in quite enough time, and we'll go down. The op will be saved from Delicious Prince. I mean, post-university, they do get the round, but they lose so much money off of it. They should still be able to get some light armors here, I believe. The op saved for LIU will be so important in this round. And it's going to go back to the fade this time. Looking for a pick towards A main, it seems, as post-university will be stacked towards the south side once again. It does look like an A main hit is on the card, so we'll see how this op does versus this push here. And the shot goes through, but it's not going to convert into anything. It's instantly going to be a runoff. We are going to see if sologod goes big with this dash here, if he's just going to take his time. They're going to start clearing the Killjoy utility. He's going to use the dash forward, but they're not actually out yet. And they're going to burn so many ults. Killjoy ult coming through as well for B-Man, but it is going to be a plant coming through. And now sologod looking to just solo push through. Does manage to find Delicious Prince, and B-Man will manage to trade that out. Boxlicker, obviously on this flank, is not actually
right here
gonna be a full flank, as he's gonna get spotted here. Meech in the duel now. It's just gonna be a flash through, but no commit. Right, and Boxlicker is gonna take him down. Mini drones now on the site, but LiftedKeyNote will find two here. Potentially so big. Time ticking down. Boxlicker can't do anything with the run it back here. And overblown Caesar also gonna be taken down, but Boxlicker finds his second and third on the round. And Mojo will go down to Spike. Once again, another post-university round.
Remember,
these post plants turning out
super high level tactic.
well for them, or well enough for them that, I mean, they're getting the round wins, but it's costing them in a lot of guns. 2 rounds in a row where no one survives for post in their wins. I mean, I guess that's what this comp wants to do, right? You have the Gecko for the early plants. You kind of just force your way onto these sites, and I mean,
no.
You got a broken buy, but it's a broken buy on both sides this time. No ops in play. Only marshals at best for snipers, and sologod gonna push right through. And he's gonna get taken immediately down by B-Man. Head just completely taken off now. Folks will continue to try and force their way through here. The plant time coming through. Delicious Prince with the running gun. We'll find LiftedKeyNote, and Mojo will get to the site here up top. We'll take off B-Man's head, getting revenge.
Smoke's down.
Now, it's a 2v4 post plant. It's gonna be difficult. And Johnny all alone. 1v3. Make that 1v2. And Boxlicker will shut down that opportunity. And we're going back to a tied game. But the econ, it's just so low for post. I mean, surely they're going to have to save here. Surely LIU favored to get to that 11th round first.
He says their bullets tickle.
And what a back and forth game. I mean, it's just round after round. Barely more than 2-round strings coming through at a time. Obviously, each team had their own 4-round string. at different points in the game, but besides that, it's been 2 rounds. I mean, the aim duel's going both ways at different times, and now we're seeing this broken buy come in, this complete eco from Post University here, as they are going to make basically spread out entirely across the map, 3 different points on this map, and I'm not sure if that's entirely what you want to do with the worst buys, but I mean, it is a switch up, it is different, it changes the pace of what's going on. But I mean, they found no context so far, completely void of information. And now the first fight will come through. Johnny will take down Boxlicker. That is a gun taken out. Now Sologod's going to push forward with that gun. Dash forward gets a little bit of damage, and Mini Drones looking towards B main will get taken out, and that's going to be a free sight.
I know exactly where.
And now the Cypher ult's going to be popped. They're going to know where everyone is. Overblown Caesar does manage to find one pick, but the Thrash is coming through now. Oh, gets the detain onto B-Man, but I don't think they can actually capitalize on it. And Johnny's going to get taken down. Overblown Caesar going crazy here. I'm going to pop the ult as well, and they're just going to take everyone out one at a time. The superior gun's coming through. Overblown Caesar with the 4K, burning that Fade ult as well. And, I mean, it's just a decisive retake. Wow. I mean, they found those opening 2 picks, but the retake was just a clean 5 for none. Wow. And I mean, at least you have buys now if you're post-university. But this is pretty much kind of the round that seemingly determines it all. Both teams pretty low on cash. If you got no money here after this round, it's going to be so difficult for Post University, sort of on their last legs in this first map here. And they are going to start to look forward. Looks like it is a main push coming through, but Sologod's on quite the alert here. And meanwhile, the run it back for Boxlicker. Will he be able to find anyone? Gonna look for the molly there. Is gonna cook. LiftedKeyNote fully down, but sologod on this beautiful lurk here finds 2. Meech will find the 3rd for them this round, and now sologod will get taken out by Delicious Prince here. And Overblown Caesar, you've been so good in this game, but how good can you be? Paired up here with Delicious Prince in the 2v3. They don't know where anyone is. Gonna have to deal with that Cypher trip as well. Is gonna walk forward. Is gonna hear it, I believe. Is gonna shoot it. Meech tucked into that corner here. Meech so important here. Will they spot him out? Do they know where he is? The cage gonna come through, and he's gonna take the fight onto Overblown Caesar. And Delicious Prince finds Mojo, but Johnny will clean up the round. A beautiful setup in the post plant for Post University. I don't know how drilled they are in these like smaller amount post plants, just because they have been playing this kind of like fast site take where they want these sort of 5v5 retakes scenarios with the Gecko, as we saw last week. But I mean, they looked better in it than they did with the actual 5v5 retakes. So it's gonna be an early play coming in through A main here, and force their way through into the Killjoy utility, seemingly not caring, and the plant will go down, and we are gonna see another 5v5 retake. Breach ult gonna come through here.
Just use that.
I mean, you have low guns, you have a sheriff, you have a marshal. Your buy is broken, and I mean, shots are just sort of starting to now go in pretty much even trades, but it's just Boxlicker alone now. 1v3. Here's the gun picked up, and the flash coming through, and he does manage to find one. Almost finds a second, but LiftedKeyNote will shut him down, and Post proving me wrong, showing that they're very strong in this 5v5 scenario as well. I mean, it was versus lower guns. And now, 12 rounds, map point for Post University here. sologod dominating the server with 27 kills on this Jet performance. But it will be a pretty even round gun-wise. The op in the hand of sologod could make such a difference pick-wise. And we saw him big on alert the other round. This is a whole different type of gun. It looks like the first fight might be Johnny versus Boxlicker over here. They hear the orb. Will they swing it together? Meech and Johnny pairing together to get that kill.
Right there.
The utility going to be traded. The Viper Pit used on the
I
A
know
site here.
exactly where you
But it's
are.
looking like a C hit. I mean, with all that information in the world from the Cypher, they can just take this B site for free. The op for sologod takes his time, finds the shot. Gonna go aggressive here. And he can't quite find the kill, but it'll escape through the smoke here. And now, LIU. They have to go big here. It's 3v5.
Spike planted.
The ult now online.
Monster on the loose.
For Johnny here on this Gecko. Isn't gonna actually find anything with it.
Placing
Now, Overblown Seas are gonna get taken out, and it's 2v5.
toxins
The
going
bomb is ticking down. You don't have much time left. You have to find something. An op shot goes wide for B-Man, but
Last player standing.
meanwhile, Meech will take down Delicious Prince, and sologod
Hackers win.
will drop the 30 bomb to clean up the first map for Post University. 13-11. What a close match. What a back and forth. I mean, it's just crazy. LIU obviously getting to 11 first. But Post managing to get those last 3 rounds straight. Managing to show up when it mattered. sologod, I mean, what an incredible performance. 30 kills, 18 deaths. I mean, basically able to do it all, whether it was the op, whether it was the rifling, that huge lurk that got them, I think it was their 11th round, was just so big for them. And, I mean, meanwhile, not to discredit anyone else, I mean, Meech had a huge game, especially on the defense side with that anchoring, big plays. Obviously, LiftedKeyNote had his moments. Johnny looked good on the Gecko as well for them. And, I mean, even like Mojo had quite a few important rounds, and then LIU, it was just a very team game for both sides. It was a lot of traded kills going back and forth. It wasn't as many like multi-frags coming in like all at once. It wasn't like 1v like 3 in a situation. It was just a lot of clean play coming out from both sides. I mean, there were some big moments on for some of the LIU players as well. Overblown Caesar was one of those people that kind of just would find like 3 kills in a round. B-Man kind of having his moments as well. And I mean, Boxlicker did show that Phoenix can be very viable on that map. Unfortunately for them, it just wasn't quite enough for them to push through. Not quite being able to find what they needed on that initial attack side half, only getting 5 rounds there. That their 6 on defending just wasn't good enough. But it's such a close match. It was so back and forth. I mean, even looking at the timeline, is a string of 3, a string of 4, and another string of 4. Besides that, it was all just 2s and 1s. Ecos kind of getting close. Even the rounds themselves, it was just 1 person left alive, 2 people left alive, a 3v5 retake confirm. And I mean, it does look like we are going to see a few subs coming through for the teams. Not quite sure who's getting subbed in, who's getting subbed out, but I mean, everyone had quite a good performance overall. I mean, some obviously a little bit better than others, but what an incredible game to watch. And I think the name of the game for Fracture was these fast executes. It looks like we are going to Haven, I believe, for map 2. Yep, it is Haven based on what it got switched to. And I believe LIU is defending once again to, or actually, no, starting off defending. Post University started off defending last game, but they chose defending side as well. And Haven, on the other hand, while Fracture is this very, very, very aggressive map where you do want to take a lot of space fast, both attacking and defending, Haven's a little bit slower. Or tends to be a little bit slower. It is that 3-sided map where there is a B site to play off of. There's also a C site, and it's a very wide map. So there is just like a lot of space you can take on the map. It's hard to cover as defenders, like all of the different chokes. So you can kind of get lurkers in through there. You can get slow plays going through. And I wonder if we'll see a little bit of a pace slowdown. Obviously, we didn't get to see the Gecko from LIU. They did choose to go with Phoenix and Breach as their flashers. And I'm curious if they may look for a Gecko for this map, or if they just don't have the practice on it, or they don't think the pick is that good. Phoenix is pretty good on Haven. It is kind of, I want to say Haven and Ascent are probably Phoenix's 2 strongest maps in the current Valorant era. There's a lot of like tight corners to flash through, which Phoenix does like a lot because his flashes are very like they're short range. They want to go around like these corners. Obviously they flash however far you can see them, but they don't go the distance like the Breach flashes or the Sky flashes that exist, or like you can't throw them super far like KO flash. But there's a lot of corners to flash around on this map. So I'm curious if we will just end up seeing Box Licker once again on that Phoenix. Fact, I mean, if they're going to play it on Fracture, like, it would make a lot of sense for them to play it on Haven. It does seem like it might be a comfort pick. He did perform very well on it, using that run it back as much as possible and being able to just, even if he wouldn't find kills, he could create space with it. Oh, yep. And let me update the match score real quick. And it is 1-0 for Post University now. And this is a best of 3, so this is now series point for them for this map. However, if LIU managed to take Haven, which was Post University's map pick, then it will go to the decider, which I believe was split, if I recall. Which should be pretty interesting. Obviously, Fracture, they did end up losing. It was really close. It was their map pick. We'll see how prepped they are in Haven. Obviously, like, if they're going to pick Fracture, it's going to be one of their probably like top 2, top 3 maps. I'm not sure how they are in Haven, but Haven is one of the oldest maps in the game. A lot of teams do have this map kind of down pretty well. Even if you're not drilling it as a team, you've probably played it a lot in general in Valorant, whether you're playing Valorant in general. So a lot of people are like familiar with the angles and stuff that are on it, even if you don't quite have all the team play stuff down. You have a general understanding for how the map works usually. So we'll see how they are coordinated as a team, however, because I believe Haven last week was a map, or Haven was a map in the regular season that I saw Post University perform quite well on. Oh. And yeah, Post University. Coach Denny coming in here for the coach spot for Post University. Shout out to Denny, great guy. And yeah, we'll be interesting to see him in the coaching role here. But yeah. Oh, lost my train of thought. I think I was talking about Haven. Oh wow. Oh yeah, we did see Post University play play Haven in their regular season match that I got to cast, and they did look very good on the map. They were just winning a lot of the gun duels. I think the team they are currently facing now is a little bit stronger than the I believe it was Ole Miss that we saw in the regular season. So we'll see, because a lot of the Haven rounds that were won were like big hero plays coming out from like Meech, LiftedKeyNote. I think there's a few from Johnny and sologod as well. And I mean, they and I believe a lot of Mojo's good plays were really on that split map as well. They did perform really well, but I don't know if it was necessarily the strategy that got them it, or if it was just being better in those gun duels. And against LIU, the gun duels have been very even. You've seen a lot of kills kind of go both ways. No two gun duels quite going the same, and so we'll see if what they had on Haven last time will be enough, or if they'll bring something new potentially. And yeah, I mean, LIU did quite a good job in that first game. I was really impressed, especially by B-Man and Overblown Caesar. It felt like they just kept finding kills that, honestly, I wasn't sure if they had any business getting. I mean, it was just like right in a row too. It was like it was like I'd be watching one person, and suddenly I'd look at the kill feed, and Overblown Caesar had 3 more kills. So we'll see what they can do. It looks like they do have a substitution coming through for DJ Mandude coming in. Very interesting to see. I see Mini Drones in Observers. I don't know if he's going to be in as well. I know they did talk about a substitution. I don't know if they were doing 2. And we will see. But yeah, I mean, realistically, Haven does tend to be a pretty attacker-sided map. So it'll be very interesting to see what Post University can get off the bat, because if we kind of see things go back and forth the way they were in the first game, then it could be trouble for them a little bit towards their second half. However, they will get the 12 rounds of attacker half, where 12 rounds are not guaranteed for LIU. However, they will get to finish off on that half, and if it's anything like last game, it'll really come down to the finish of who will take this map. Looks like we are close to getting in. Just some ready checks right now. And I am hyped for this second map. Potentially a third map. So far the series has been incredible. It's been super close. So, I wouldn't mind it going to 3 maps. It would be very exciting. But we will see what happens here. That's funny though, because when both teams said the substitution was going through, I thought it was going to be potentially Bivels coming in, who was in the coach role before, and I believe he played in their regular season game as well. But looks like it is a Coach Denny substitution to the coach role, with the Coach Denny buff. So we will see what that does for them. It looks like they're having a little bit trouble reading up. And you also have to wonder here what a game like that does mentally for the teams. Obviously, it's such a hard-fought win. It was such a... Oh, and there's Delicious Prince returning.
I'm sorry, my drone broke. I'm trying to fix it.
Yep, and it looks like... Oh... Are we just getting the same teams? Have I been duped? I think I've been duped. I think I've been completely duped. I think we're getting the same teams. That is funny, and we're getting right into this Haven match. All right. You'll see what picks kind of come through. Wow! Arena Instalock looks like my ranked games. Arena is a very interesting character. Character that is very not seen as much in competitive. The character is very reliant on getting those kills first, because you do need it for your heals, for your dismiss. The Lear not being a super lot of utility, but obviously, I mean, if you're dominating the server, if you're finding the aim duels, you can find this value out of this Reyna. His quite an interesting pick. Meanwhile, we are going to see Johnny lock in that Sova, Mojo with a Omen Hover, and sologod once again potentially looking for this Jet coming in here. And Meech, is this going to be Meech on the breach? Potentially no Gecko for either side coming through here, potentially. I know last time we saw them on Haven, sologod was playing the Gecko, Meech was playing the Jet. We're going to see a little bit of a swap of things, and on the other side, a Killjoy coming through, opting for a Fade on Haven as well. I do think Sova's a little bit better on this map, but Fade is certainly not bad, certainly has stuff for it, and clearly they want to pair that Fade utility a little bit more with like KJ Mollies, potentially with like Breach Aftershock, or like the Breach ult and the Fade ult together layered are so good together, because they kind of have those same hitboxes. You get stunned, you get stunned, you get slowed, you can't hear, they got trails where you are. It can just be a lot to deal with. And we are gonna get into it. Wow. Breaches for both sides, Omens for both sides. They both got Sentinels, one opting for this Killjoy versus Cypher type situation. And Arena as the duelist choice for LIU. Very interesting. I'm excited to see how it goes. It is very unique. Just a very unique pick coming through. And we are going to see a stack towards the A site. Let's see here. And it looks like the aggressive play is coming through. It's going to be greeted by Delicious Prince and by B-Man. And B-Man will find that first kill, just 10 HP. And now the trade's sort of coming through, but B-Man on 10 HP will find another, make that a third! Wow, and just, what a round. 10, maybe 15 seconds, a fast play completely shut down. The two players on site, Delicious Prince and B-Man, coming in so clutch, finding those early kills. And I mean, B-Man, you get the first one, you're on 10 HP, you find a second, and then you make it a third? Just insanity coming out here, and we're going to see a full save coming out from Post, as they are going to be stacked a little bit more towards this mid side of things. Wow. LIU losing that first game. Mini drones finds the first one, but Meech will manage to get that trade here, and they got some guns to work with, and help already coming through here for Overblown. Caesar finds the no-scope headshot! Shots are incredible. LiftedKeyNote on the site now, though. Sologod just 3 HP, and Boxlicker triple kill with the jumping Spectre. I mean, only one bullet needed to land, but I mean, wow. LIU just coming out swinging with these shots early on. Just some incredible gunplay coming out for them. I doubted the Reyna, I won't lie, but already 3 kills coming through. Granted, it was an anti-eco, but I mean, kills are kills. Those ults are already starting to stack. 4 out of 6 for Boxlicker. Mini drones here with the judge. Oh, and Post University are walking right towards it. This can be so scary. But they are going to actually just go up mid here. But Mini drones looking to push out of this smoke potentially. Oh, and he finds one. And he's just going to manage to escape here. And now Post going to kind of back off from this B site here. And they're going to let sologod work up towards this A, but he's going to get spotted out by Killjoy utility. And now, Post, you have no map control right now. You have all this area towards grass, but I mean, it's not resulting in much. Now sologod, oh, he's going to get spotted out by more Killjoy utility. Trying to go the other way, going to get spotted out. And it's just going to be this A hit coming out here. sologod with this Guardian. Looking for kills, looking for something, but he is going to get blinded out. B-Man going to find the first one there. sologod going to finally manage to kill B-Man, but Delicious Prince is still on this site. But sologod finds the second one. There's only 30 seconds left, and everyone's here. sologod, you're 15 HP. You have the dash to get away, but it's 1v3. 1 HP. Anything will do. And Boxlicker with another jumping shot. The jumping right click this time. And it's just kills across the board. Coming out for LIU.
Probably best to play as a team.
And now,
So,
Post will finally have buys going into this round. But starting off down 3 rounds, not the best way to start. And I mean, it's just been incredible gunplay coming out for LIU in this game. Swinging, just willing to actually take those duels, take those fights, hitting their shots. And Host, the fast rush hasn't worked so far. What do you plan this this round? Looks like it's going to be another fast rush, another execute. Boxlicker tucked in this corner. Mini drones with this judge. Will manage to find only one. Is going to trade it, but it's going to halt the push for Post. And it looks like it is just going to be a fast pivot. Something that Post have been doing a lot this series when the hit doesn't work. And I mean, they've gotten away with it a little bit on Fracture here. But Killjoy utility's all set up at A, even if nobody's there. And it looks like they're looking towards mid, but mid is so stacked. And the walk-up here, but Meech will find the kill on the walk-up. And now Meech coming through, but B-Man will manage to shut that down. Boxlicker will also manage to find a kill. Now Mojo can't find his.
Spike down.
B-Man with another one, and it's 1v3. They know where Johnny is. They're predicting the play out here. Johnny managed to take down Overblown Caesar, making 1v2, but there's 35 seconds left. It's 1v2. They have the bomb. You have some utility. You have a recon bolt, but
30 seconds left.
it's so hard to play from here. You have to get the bomb. You have to get it to a site. Now, Reyna gonna get all this space garage, and B-Man will find the third kill on the round. And it's now 4-0 for LIU. And this, I mean, it's been an incredible defense so far. they're willing to just take these duels, whether they're the cleanest or not, and they're just winning a lot of the duels, and they're matching post blow for blow in these gunfights and coming out on top. Now if you're post, you got singers, you got some sheriffs, but you gotta figure something out that works. These rushes not really coming through right now. We will see what sologod can do with this Guardian, and he finds that head tap onto Boxlicker. And once again, gonna get greeted by Kojo Utility, gonna get that mantle. We'll see if he can maybe juggle these guns potentially back the post, but it doesn't look like that's the case. He's just creating so much noise, allowing Meech, or sorry, LiftedKeyNote to get up in B, but he's gonna have to back off it. He's gonna get spotted. And again, sologod just making so much noise here. Delicious Prince gonna take out LiftedKeyNote, and it is gonna be the C hit with the stingers. 4v4, but nobody's actually on C yet. And it looks like they're just gonna opt for a retake. They're gonna give the free plant. Mini drones.
Spike planted.
Gonna burn that breach. Utility a little bit early here. And Johnny willing to come through, but sologod with the backstab will get traded out by B-Man now. And now, Mojo, can you be big here with the stinger? Finds one. Finds the second one with the classic, and it's 1v1. And now Meech with a Marshall and a classic in hand has to go big here, and B-Man will find the third with the better gun. And it's heartbreak for post. But I mean, you had low buys. You made the guns work. You got the post plant. But now there's still an op in play. Couldn't quite find the round. I mean, you found enough damage, I guess. But the banks are... Actually, the banks are somewhat low for LIU, despite all of their wins. Since they keep losing members. And sologod gonna go for the knives here, it looks like, from Jet. And we will see how Overblown Caesar does with this op here. They're not going to be able to find the shot. sologod with the knives, jumping through. Gonna look for this hard entry here. Uplifting over the boxes. And Johnny on the other side of things will get mini drones who tried to peek out. Delicious Prince will finally get sologod here. And Meech will trade that out. B-Main will get that trade as well. Johnny in such an important position here. Ooh, will manage to find that flick. It got a little close for a second. How, where is he with the Reyna? Oh, the drone coming through, not gonna spot the timing! Boxlicker manages to find that kill, but now will be blinded, forced to dismiss away. TP coming out from Mojo, and they have this beautiful cross here. Your Boxlicker, how do you play this? And it's with your back turned to Mojo as he finds the kill. And we'll get Post University finally on the board. 6 rounds into the half. Not what you really want out of your attacking half, but I mean, it's something. Any rounds will do now. See what you can do. It's still technically a winnable half if they claim these next 6 rounds. They could even make it even with just 5, but... LIU still off to an incredible start. Still gonna have plenty of buys here. sologod will actually have an op in this one. We'll look for an early peek. Does not spot Boxlicker. But he is aware. Oh, and that's gonna be a utility death. Just gonna absolutely take the breach aftershock. I'm not sure if I necessarily agree with that, but here we are. 5v4. The op pressure, I guess, enough. Ooh, and we are gonna see a TP and a breach ult coming out here. The combine of ults over here. Mojo, they're aware that he's in heaven though. But he'll still be able to find Delicious Prince. It's still going to be a clean site take here. It was somewhat slow for the actual take, but they'll get the bomb planted now. sologod through the smoke! Just going to find one. Overblown Caesar tagged out. alone, 1v5. They know where he is. But he's watching for this angle. Does manage to find Meech, but that's 24 health left. Oh, and he can't quite take another one away. LiftedKeyNote will find that kill through the wall. And a second round strung together for Post. And while last game was very back and forth, this game so far, 2 separate strings of rounds. Or at least potentially turning into 2 separate strings. LIU down to a couple marshals, a sheriff, a judge. Mini Drones has been pretty good with this judge, usually finding one with it, so maybe he'll be able to find something again, but Post should have the better buys here, as we are going to see a C hit coming through. Boxlicker on this close angle. Mini Drones found a kill with the judge again onto Meech. And there's so many people here.
There.
Will they actually execute through? Meanwhile, LiftedKeyNote in the smoke will go down to the frenzy. It's 3v5. Mojo finds one. Johnny will find the other. 3v3, make that a 3v2. Just Johnny finds his second. He's going to keep pushing forward here. 46 HP. This is a little bit dangerous to be in this spot. Will he get cleared? And he is going to get cleared by B-Man. Who's going to get that gun now? Delicious Prince looking for Mojo. Aware because of the smoke.
One enemy remaining.
Cover going up.
It's sologod alone on this spot here. It's so difficult through the smoke. And he's just going to get sprayed out from Delicious Prince. And a thrifty round.
Thrifty.
Coming through for LIU. Once again to get themselves continuing their lead. Getting to 6, at least making the half even. And with 4 more rounds to play, they could make quite a lead here. 10-2, 9-3, 8-4, 7-5. All still on the board for them, potentially. We are going to at least see buys coming out from Post University here. Once again, this off on this fade. Very interesting coming out from them. But she's not going to actually be in a position to actually opt early on. And they are predicting kind of an A stack. But it is just going to be fast here. Delicious Prince. Not going to get spotted out. Going to be in the smoke. Manages to find 2. Will finally get traded out by Mojo. And Mini Drones will go down to LiftedKeyNote on this lurk through garage. It's going through 2v3. Mojo alone in the site. Does get the paranoia. Does find the kill onto B-Man here. Looking for the TP. Oh, he spots the barrel of the op. Does find some chip damage. And now Boxlicker coming into the site here. It's going to be so close on the timing. LiftedKeyNote will find Boxlicker. The TP coming through for Mojo being unaware of where Lord Caesar is, but LiftedKeyNote will find the third for himself on the round. Will close out the third round for Post University. And they're fighting their way back into this game slowly but surely. It's not the cleanest, but every round counts. And I will say, despite that early 5-round start coming out from LIU, the actual rounds themselves were fairly close. There were a lot of deaths. It was a lot of it was very messy rounds overall. Kills traded back and forth, and a few of those rounds go the way one way or another, and this could have been a huge lead. It could have been more even game depending on which way they went. Now we are just seeing a complete slow play spread out coming out from Post University, wanting to take this round slow, knowing how important this round could be. With only 3 more rounds left in the half, you need to get a couple more. So we are going to start to see Boxlicker just completely walk up here with the stinger. So aware of where sologod is. Finds the free kill on the stinger buy. Oh, and once again, Overgrown Caesar with this Guardian. So consistently good with it. And how Delicious Prince once again with the frenzy at close on B. Overgrown Caesar knows where both players are now.
30
Looking for the
seconds
shots, and Mojo will shut him down. But now we're seeing Boxlicker with this op on the flank. We'll find one, make that two. Third kill on the round. Boxlicker on this Reyna. Finding the op kills. Finding that opening frag with the Stinger. And being so big for them this round. I mean, your post here, not all is lost, but your buy is super broken here.
There.
And it looks like they're gonna go for like mostly a save here with
I'm watching here.
only a couple rounds left. Once again, that Guardian for sologod kind of having this consistent hero rifle for the team on their saves. And he has been able to find big plays with an overblown Caesar right off the rip. Will push up and find a kill. Meanwhile, sologod going onto this A site once again, getting greeted by Killjoy utility. Not gonna dash forward. Gonna take so much damage from that.
I know exactly.
Swarm. And gonna chip Beeman quite low, but not quite finding the kill. And we are gonna see a fake ult coming out from Mojo as sologod just gets onto the site for free. Oh no, but Johnny on 1 HP is gonna get spotted by this alarm bot. But now the plant's going through anyways. It's not a big deal, but your health bars are so low. And they have the Killjoy ult available as well. Makes this so difficult. Mojo with this Ghost though does manage to find one. Will get traded out. But sologod's so stranded on the site. Finds one.
Standing.
And it's gonna all come down to Johnny. 1 HP with these shock darts. Not gonna find their targets quite. Oh, but he finds the planter. It's 1v1. And yeah, there's not much you can do there if you're Johnny. These breach aftershocks acting like magnets this series. Wow.
Last round in the half.
I mean, I think that's, what, the second or third aftershock kill we've seen this series. Twice on this map, at least. I think we saw one or two, maybe on Fracture as well. And now we're looking at the last run of the half. Johnny with the judge. Oh, still in the hands of overblown Caesar here. So it looks like posts are a little bit lost on this attack half. Not really sure where to go. I mean, these rounds are close, but they just can't quite convert on the gun duels. Oh, but the Sovo coming through. Gonna tag overblown Caesar. Not gonna quite find the third one. Or second or third tag. And now, sologod dashing in, but Boxlicker gonna jump right down and take him out. And now, oh, the pre-take is coming through. Johnny still manages to be alive here. Gonna get run and gunned by mini drones. And it's 2v4. And it's a complete pivot towards this A site. The Killjoy utility, the Swarm's still there, but nothing else. It's gonna pop both the Swarms to stall this rush. Delicious Prince, 30 HP. Gonna go for a teleport here. Gonna go for a second teleport. Gonna get spotted out. Unfortunately, that timing so poor. And now, B-Man, do you take the fight before your team gets there? Or do you wait for this double flank? But will they be aware of this flank at all? 2v3. They're just walking up. But it looks like Mojo's somewhat aware. Actually, it's going to go down to short now. And Meech basically alone here. It's going to come down to Mojo now. 1v3. Finding the Omen TP through. And overblown Caesar will take him out. And it's going to be a 9-3 half coming out from LIU.
Switching sides.
I mean, it was just a decisive defensive half. It was so many gun duels just won. It was those couple of thrifty rounds as well were so big for them. I think it was like 2 or 3 thrifty rounds that, like, even when post started to get something done, it was those 2 thrifty rounds on, like, rounds, I want to say like 8 and 10, that it was just like a frenzy from is just like a frenzy from Delicious Prince or like a Judge from Mini Drones just being so big for them. I think there was like a Marshall no scope in one of the rounds from Caesar. And sologod gonna push out here despite the flash with the concusses. Can't quite find the kills, but Meech on the other side will manage to find 2 of them. And Mojo in such a good spot here. E-Man will still manage to find 1, but wow. Post coming out aggressive on this defending side. It's a nice set play. It's the Breach Concuss. It's the Jet pushing out with the dash. And while sologod struggled to find those opening kills, I mean, Meech was running up mid, found 2, opened up the round for them. And now, I mean, it looks like if I'm not baited again, it is going to be a full save from LIU. And guns in the hand of Post. And once again, they are going to look towards this garage here. sologod kind of posted up. Never mind to make that a mid-play. And first kill actually coming through for B-Man. Meech with the running gun there. We'll find 1. No, make that 2. And sologod will find 1 as well.
1 enemy remaining.
Johnny finds a shock dart kill. And LiftedKeyNote will clean up the round.
Tack, tack.
Now if you look at ults, 6 out of 8 for Meech. That breach ult could come online any time here now. Whether it's an ult orb, whether it's whether it's an ult orb, whether it's a couple kills coming through, the breach ult could come through here. And however, it is just Spectres. But I mean, if you have that utility, maybe those Spectres can get that close range, can get that help with the breach concusses to actually make something happen. Meanwhile, we are just going to see an early A rush coming through with these better guns, but there's all the Cypher utility here. And I love this setup from LiftedKeyNote with the trips, and it is going to be a quick back off. Maybe a reaggress potentially. Looks like they are peeling out, but sologod in such a good spot. Hears it all. Oh! sologod finds Caesar, who was concussed. Meech is concussed, being so good there. Oh, and the dash out coming through. But on the other side of things, Boxlicker, he's all the way up through C. But the rest of the team, it's over towards A, which is now just left unattended. We'll manage to find a second kill here. Doing so much work. And now sologod will finally shut down Boxlicker, but it's just going to be an aggression towards the A site. They never really left.
30 seconds
Surprised
left.
they were gone sooner. Ooh, gonna get tagged by the trip there. LiftedKeyNote, not gonna be able to capitalize off of it, but we'll stop the heaven play from coming through. That can be so big. The smoke can be so big. Oh, and sologod gonna come through, gonna find his third on the round. Almost able to find another one here.
One enemy remaining.
LiftedKeyNote will get the trade for Meech here. 1v2, time ticking down. And B-Man, what do you do here? Faced by the guns. Will end up getting traded out. sologod finds his fourth, and because the bomb is halved, it's going to be an easy defuse. Beautiful round from Post. And now they've managed to string around 3 early rounds on their defending half. Almost a mirror of what happened in the last half. I mean, it's just a beautiful play from sologod and Meech, finding that first kill, getting that gun, and then being able to use that gun to find 3 more kills.
Here.
And now, I mean, they've still got buys here for LIU, so this Guardian for Caesar has been so good all series. Can it be good again? And it is! 30 HP for Caesar. sologod not able to find the shots. they're just sitting in their spawn. They're taking their time. They're waiting for a push out, and they do find it with Mojo getting a little aggressive, a little too aggressive towards B.
Where are you?
Now the round's difficult once again. Question is, are they just gonna make their way towards A here? Looks like they are. Boxlicker going through short here with the Reyna ult popped. But it is just gonna be an entry too long for everyone else. The plant comes through pretty uncontested. LiftedKeyNote will manage to find one.
Standing ahead.
Silver Dart coming in for Johnny now. LiftedKeyNote just 12 HP. Trades going back and forth. It's 2v2.
Last player
Oh,
standing.
but the Killjoy
One
turret
enemy
finds
remaining.
one, and it's gone down to a 1v1. 61 HP for Meech on the breach. As the breach will... Oh, and the breach ult's not actually going to hit Killjoy.
Charge complete.
So unaware that Killjoy's just short. Oh, and almost gets the flick, but B-Man will manage to close out the round. Meech just unaware of where B-Man could be. Not predicting the play from short. And we'll get double digits coming out for LIU. I mean, not just double digits, but I mean, Bias looking somewhat manageable for post, but if you lose this round, you're looking nearly at 12 rounds, and that's not the place you want to be, with only 6 on the table for yourself. Meech facing down. A lot of enemies here, and Boxlicker will swing and will take him out, and that's an exposed C site. But sologod trying to say something about it through garage, not going to be able to find anything. He's going to push through with the stinger.
Spike planted.
Oh, looks like they changed up their buys. 2 lower buys into this round. And sologod with the stinger close, pops the jet knives, looking for something. Not going to be able to find anything. Shut down by Caesar.
One enemy remaining.
Delicious Prince finding another. LiftedKeyNote alone, 1v3. Gonna choose to pop the Cypher ult. I'm not entirely sure if you want to waste it with this little time left, but gonna look for something here at this point. Unable to find anything. Shot through the smoke by Caesar. And now they're at 11. I think buys are available. Ooh. Even with some of the stinger purchases and stuff like that. Buys not the greatest
Goes here.
for post. It's looking like 12 might be on the cards for LIU. And that can be very dangerous. We're seeing kind of a garage push out potentially here. It is going to be fast garage here. sologod dashing out with the stinger, finds one. It is going to keep pushing forward. And that's a second one. Will get traded out. B-Man also able to get a trade as well. Mojo went for 2 with the bulldog.
Down, attacker spawn.
Got a gun, and it's just B-Man. We'll manage to find one.
Enemy
Make
remaining.
that 2 more.
Turret down.
Coming through and LiftedKeyNote. Oh, you've been spotted by the turret. 58 HP for B-Man, and LiftedKeyNote with the stinger will take out B-Man. Will keep Post University's chances alive. A beautiful push out of garage. You've bought yourself a lifeline, Post. What can you do with it? Johnny with an Odin. That's going to be fun to see. Obviously, a lot of wall bangable spots in garage. Those doors breakable.
Right here.
And that recon bolt can be very impactful, and we'll see what Johnny can do here. Not even going to use the recon bolt. I think he's just going to blast it right away. Not going to find anybody. But they will. There's an Odin there. And he is now going to send the drone out. God, I love Odins. A lot of people hate him. I love him.
Right here.
Mojo even going to peek out a little bit towards mid. Not going to see anything. Seeing mostly low buys. Boxlicker takes out Johnny. And now they're just walking up towards this mid. There's 2 people here. There's a breach concussed. There's so much. Both ultis from Fade and Breach being used. Plants coming through. Meech can't find anything there. But Mojo up top finds 2! They still have Killjoy available if they want to use it. Omino coming through from Mojo now. Gonna figure out where the last 2 are. It's still so hard. But it's just Delicious Prince now in the 1v4. Mojo will find the wallbang. And once again, Post continue to build themselves a way back into this game. Now just down 3 rounds.
For my shadows, they will hide
Both of these teams favoring the defense side on this map. I'm liking these aggressive plays coming out as defense, and I feel like both sides on the attack have been a little bit like rush one place or kind of sit and spawn type of thing. Like the strats just feel more developed from both teams on the defense side. And we'll see what this means for LIU. Meech gonna run through here with the stinger early on, basically alone. And Sobalt coming through. Not gonna be able to find the second or the third tag. But it is gonna be a ton of chip damage. Wow, shock dart lineup. Ooh, gonna drop him down to just 27 HP. Sologod's watching this with the op. Finds the kill. Dashes out to safety. And Mojo will find one as well in mid. Make that 2, I believe. Mojo
remaining.
looking to dash in. B-Man will stop that TP, but Meech will finish off the round. Post only lose 1 on that anti-eco.
Show me where to go.
And now, I mean, it's Rankles, but Sologod once again finally has this op in play on this defense side, which can be so big for them. Obviously, Sologod had a big play with the op. I believe it was a 4K in the first game when he first got the op. And now, I mean, he's predicted the right spot. They're stacked towards A. He's going to push up short, I believe. He's going to look for this opening op pick. Finds a collat! Sologod, are you kidding me? And now, Meech will find one as well. They're shutting down the play. The flash coming through. Meech unable to find a second one, but Sologod, oh, he's looking for the re-peek. He has the dash available again because he got the collat. Oh, he's going to try through the eye. So close, but not quite going to find it. And now, Mojo, I believe he spotted one out here. Box Licker versus Mojo. Gonna go for the TP, gonna get... Ooh, not the best timing here. But Sologod can still be so huge, but they're just backing out. Oh, but they're gonna get greeted by Johnny. Knife out, and Johnny will clean up the round, finding 2. Wow, Post finding their way to double digits now. Finding their way back into the game, and suddenly it went from having a shot to just being somewhat in control. Yes, you're down a round, but clearly this defensive side has just worked out, and now we're seeing a timeout come in from LIU, maybe trying to just slow down the pace, maybe trying to make kind of get rid of this momentum that's been building for Post, kind of ice them a little bit. But I mean, B-Man's had an incredible game, 25 kills. Sologod on the other side, 21, having a second big performance. But it's just everyone out of both teams that are just fragging out of their mind. It's such an even game, and while they're stars for sure, I mean, nobody is holding back. But now, you're LIU, what are you cooking here? You have your timeout, 10 seconds left in that. You look stacked towards C site. You have mostly guns, a Marshall buy for Overblown Caesar. They gotta have something cooking, some sort of strategy. Meanwhile, Post looks super stacked towards B. Finally gonna spread out now. Let's see what they're cooking. They're waiting mid. They know nobody's in A-main, at least deep into A-main. And it looks like LIU is just waiting. Patiently hoping for a push-up, maybe, before they go for whatever they plan.
On my way.
And there's pings coming towards A. But it looks like it's a mid play. Oh, but sologod! Didn't even see him there. Finds the first kill. Ooh, can't connect the second one. Oh, Overblown Caesar once again with this Guardian. Now Johnny, he's going to have to pick up mid here. But the spike, it's heading towards A. Mojo's alone on this A site. Sees the flash come through. They don't know where he is. Will he get cleared? He won't! Oh! But he'll finally get cleared.
Spike planted.
He'll go down. Won't be able to find a kill. And now, mini drones in a good spot here. LiftedKeyNote found one of the two lurkers, and Killjoy ult's gonna be popped now. Aftershock gonna force mini drones out. LiftedKeyNote's gonna find the kill. They're gonna have to wait throughout this Killjoy turret here. But meanwhile, Delicious Prince on the flank has the backstab. Will he find the timing? Oh, gets spotted out. Wait, but they're still just don't know.
Last player standing.
LiftedKeyNote finds his third. Meech will find one. Will they have time? The spike ticking down. And with 0.82 seconds, Johnny gets the defuse. It was dangerous, but it was pretty. Finding all the kills they needed on that retake, and heartbreak for LIU. The play was there. They took the time for the slow play. They let the play develop. They found their way to A. Things looked good, but unfortunately that Sova dart just barely spotted Delicious Prince on that last tick. They became aware of the flank, and they found the kills they needed. Now sologod with this op. Gonna look towards garage here. Unable to find the kill. Gonna get the jet dash out. It's not the prettiest. Gonna take a little damage, but I mean, get out. There's garage control. Mojo in mid, meanwhile, finds one. Will manage to back off, but he's gonna get chased down a little bit here. Looking for a way out. Oh, the TP. It's aggressive. Finds another TP. Mojo just incredible there. Finally will get traded out by B-Man, but Meech will use the ult to blast them away. He's aware of where one is, but he knows they're all deep now. Mini drones worked his way up. See, oh, but the footstep will make noise. LiftedKeyNote
Spike down.
able to find that kill.
One enemy remaining.
And sologod finds the optic. They know where Killjoy is, and Meech will find that last kill. It's gonna bring post to map point to series point. LIU, their season on the line. They need one more round to bring it to OT to buy themselves a lifeline in the series. What do? Your buys are broken. You got a Bulldog. You got a Guardian. You got no armor on your Reyna. Assuming mini drones will get something. Probably light armor and a gun. Now you gotta take that deep breath. You have to dig deep if you want to continue this series. Once again, sologod pushing up with this op. Not gonna get a spot on anyone. Omen watching. But hidden in a corner. Oh, this timing is gonna be so important here. And sologod misses the first shot. Will he go for a second one? Oh! Johnny, Mojo on the other side of things. Mojo!
One enemy remaining.
Mojo!
Flawless.
And that's gonna be the...
Defenders win.
Wow, that's gonna be the series. The round ending in a blink of an eye.
Stop here.
LIU gonna be eliminated, and Post University will take the series 2-0. Wow. Another nail biter. Another big game from sologod on the top of the leaderboard. I mean, especially out of, honestly, Mojo had some big moments, especially towards the end. Obviously didn't have the best first game. I believe it was like 9 kills. I mean, stepped up super big here. 21 kills for him. And I mean, everyone from both teams was just fragging out of their mind, looking for plays. I mean, you had mini drones early with the judge. I mean, there was such a big lead for LIU, but Post University will find the 2-0 despite 2 13-11 games. Wasn't the cleanest, wasn't the prettiest, but it was very, very exciting. And hope everybody here has a good night. And yeah, adios.